feel like lopsided.
Hello, hello. We are live. You feel lopsided.
Yeah, sorry. Hello.
I love it. I love it. All right, everyone. We are live. Thank you so much for watching us live. If you come in live, and if you catch us on the replay, go ahead and do hashtag replay. But if you're live, hit a one when you come in. Go ahead and hit a one and let us know that you are here, so we can be interactive, right? And we don't just have watchers watching us. We want to know that you're there, right? Um, and so I'm here. My name is Lavanya Carrington. You know me well. And this is my daughter, right? My daughter Cameron is here with
Hello,
me
everyone.
today. We were here having a great conversation about business, millennials. My daughter chose to go to an elite college for business, and she learned some amazing things. But then there was a lot that she already knew because we, we have a business household. We've been in business for a long time in the house, right? And we found a statistic. Well, yeah, I guess it would be. Is it a statistic or just a number?
Like an article fact.
Facted article. There you go. Um, and I'm going to just read just a little bit, just a little piece of it. It talks about millennials. And so millennials are the largest generation in the United States labor force. More than 1 in 3 American labor force participants, that's 35% of millennials, right? And they are making them, that makes them the largest generation in the US labor force. And so, yeah, my daughter had a lot to say about that situation. And so, as a millennial, Miss Cameron, tell us how you really feel
Well, no. Okay.
about the workforce. Is it? Go ahead.
I wasn't surprised by that statistic because
Okay.
um, of how much of a scam college is.
Oh, you can't say that.
Did I realize that?
You can't say that because I think colleges
It's
have.
great. College is amazing. However, they don't need to exploit us for our money and make it cost so much money.
Right.
Like that's what is the scam about it. I'm not saying don't go to college and don't learn. Learning is amazing, and like those classes, like they're amazing and they're helpful and everything like that. I'm just saying the
It should be revamped. Yeah.
how it's so like you can't get. I don't even want to get into it actually.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. Like it's a lot of money, and not everyone can afford it.
Right.
Um, but what was I saying? That this is why I'm not surprised that everyone is in the workforce because we're just taught to go to school
Hmm.
and then get a job, but you're not. When you graduate, you're not most likely in a job from your degree anyway. And
Mm.
you're just working to pay off those loans, and then how long are you going to do that for until you know
Sure. And even as a business major, because you chose that specifically,
right.
so you
So
could
that's,
be
okay,
a
great.
business
I'm going to
owner,
obviously have my
right?
business one day, and I need to learn how to do this. That makes perfect sense. Take classes, learn how to do business, graduate, do business. Perfect.
Sure. Right.
That was my like 1, 2, 3 thought. That's what I thought I was going to learn.
Mhm.
But they really just taught us, which is amazing too, business structures and things like that. But never once did we learn how to start our own business.
Mm.
It was kind of just like, okay, we're going to teach you about these structures that already exist, and we're going to teach you about how to wake up at 7 a.m., drive to work, and analyze data for someone else's company and then go home. That's what they are teaching us.
So it's kind of being accountable for your time management.
Yeah, it was very like I just felt like I was learning about someone else's dream.
Wow. Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice to have a scholarship too, right? So
Right.
that was the great thing about when you actually did attend, that you did have an awesome scholarship. So it was a great opportunity. But it is unfortunate that you don't get down to the meat and potatoes,
Right.
so to speak, of it, like
Right.
because business is networking. If
Right.
you're not networking and learning how to develop relationships, you're not doing business, basically, right?
Fully.
Yeah, and it's so funny how I love the fact that we were already a business family, and I could tell you, make sure you network, get a book, get everybody's phone number, get every right, because you all have always been a social butterfly,
Yeah.
and so being social is actually a part of being in business, especially now in the 21st century, right?
Exactly. Where you need to contact people that you can't really necessarily see anymore.
Hmm.
So now you can message someone on social media, Instagram, DM them, text
Wait a
them.
minute, wait a minute. What are you talking about? What?
What did I say?
It sounded like a foreign language when you started talking about DM, and what's a DM?
Yeah. It's a direct message. Like,
Oh, okay, like a messenger, like the messenger on your Facebook.
yeah, like that's like how to like that's how you would connect with someone on that social media site. Yes.
Okay, and so you find yourself doing that often on different social media sites.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, especially like being um over here, most of the people I talk to are in Texas. So how
Mhm.
am I talking to them? Through the internet, you know?
Yeah, and what it does is it actually makes it easier to be global, right? Because I remember having business partners in London, and all of a sudden, because I started this thing, it just kind of grew, right, in spite of me. And when I first had business partners in London, it was always like, wow, how do I talk to them? So I had to figure that out. So I could do. There was a app called WhatsApp that I would use to do that,
Right,
or use still, right? But when I first started, it was like,
right,
and then the time difference. So there's a lot of different things that you have to learn when you start to build globally.
right. But yes, this makes it a lot easier.
So how do you feel about being in business on social media as a millennial? Tell me about that.
It feels like a lot of eyes are on you,
Okay.
but it also feels like you're alone. So I just need to
So you don't
find.
have to be so dressed up. Is that it?
Say it again.
Because you're on a laptop, so you're anywhere, so you don't have to get dressed up.
Right.
So is that the I don't know, what's the alone part? Tell me about that. You feel lonely when you're I guess
Alone?
alone is not lonely, huh?
No.
Okay. I'll let you finish your thought.
No, I just meant like alone as in like I feel like a lot of people see, but not a lot of people are saying.
Hmm.
So I
A
just
lot of
want,
watchers, like I did like this, all the watchers.
yeah, I want to get the dialogue started, but it takes time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, if you're using the right wording for the right people that you actually want to work with, it's nice to have that sifting, that filter, is so to speak, right? Because what you're saying is not for everyone.
Right.
'Cause like you said, most children, or younger generation, have been taught to go to school, get a good job,
Yeah.
and so they can hopefully live a dream of building someone else's legacy.
That's like yeah, because millennial, the age is 22 to 38.
Mhm.
So I feel like my group of people, sorry, but 21 and under, like we figured it out or are figuring it out. and we are with you, your group of people, and we are.
So it's like you think like kind of like in the 20s, basically early 20s are kind of working with people in their 40s and 50s. Is that what you're saying?
What do you mean?
Like you said, they are with me because I'll be 50 this year.
Yeah. So I'm saying like my age, I'm 21 and under, are making their own businesses, making money online, making money through Instagram, they're
Hmm.
figuring it out, doing it that way.
Sure. Okay. Because that was the age that you grew up in, always having a laptop, always having
We always tried to figure it out. I had an online store. Someone else was selling games and someone else was creating websites and selling that service to some, like, you know what I mean? Someone was always selling something. Always.
So, so the first business that you've ever started, um, and like I said, we had a business household, so it just made sense for you to figure out something and have a business. But how old were you when you had your first business?
I'm not sure. I have to figure that out because I don't know the answer to that question, honestly.
Okay.
I was in like middle school.
Wow. And in middle school, wow, wow, right? In middle school, and how I found out, and let's say, this, it's what I really like about being in your own business is because you don't have to ask permission. You don't have to ask and wait for someone to okay and put a check mark on it. All right, you can go on vacation now, or all right, you can, right?
Right, you're making money on your own
You're
terms.
making money on your own terms. You don't have to ask for permission. What I do remember one day you sending me a text message asking me, and you had to be in class. You were asking me to go get something out of your bedroom, go to the post office, and just give it to it already had a slip on it. Just give it to the person in the post office so they could send it out to your client. And so that's how I realized that you had a business at that age. So tell
You
me
were
how.
probably so confused.
I was so confused. I think I called someone and I was like, I'm working for my daughter, I think. I think I just had to add time in my schedule to go to the post office for Cameron. It was like, what? And so when you came from school, I was like, well, what is this, honey? Tell
Yeah.
me about what you're doing. So what did you do? What was it?
I was just selling clothing online.
Just.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where were you getting these clothes from?
My closet.
And what made you decide to sell your clothing?
I love clothing. I love clothes. That's like
Mhm.
one of my passions. I love shopping. And I personally think that I have a great amount of things. And I think I have awesome things that I need to share with other people because I like to wear something and then not wear it again,
Okay.
honestly. And
Hmm.
it's not even of like I usually dress for comfort, but I
Okay.
do like to get like staple pieces and wear them a couple times. But after that, I'm done with it and it needs another home.
It needs another home. I like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
seriously.
Someone else could take care of it. You just had to wear it once or twice. Is that it?
Right. Because it's fine. It just need like yeah, and it needs to be loved. 'Cause I'm not gonna wear it. So
Right. And how does it feel when you're creating your own money with your energy?
it,
Something you thought about and, you
it
know?
feels good. It feels so good to like see like what you put in and then what you can get out. It's just great.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a process. Was
Yep.
it always successful for you?
No. I'm still doing it. It takes forever. I feel like I'm getting like, taking better pictures and trying to like market it better. Um, so consistency, which I wasn't always consistent. It's been like on and off.
Okay.
I would be doing like a year or like a couple months, like hard and heavy, making like a decent amount of money, and then stop for like a long time, and then come back.
Mm.
And how are you gonna grow? with that. You're not.
You're not.
You got to keep going. And now I got goals, and we're going places.
Right.
Right.
I love it. And now you've implemented your travel and tourism business
Exactly.
into your clothing business, because people go shopping to go on vacation, right?
Exactly. It makes perfect sense. What do you need on vacation? Bathing suit. Period. So working on that.
And that's amazing. And I love the fact that with the travel business, you're able to empower people.
Of course.
You know, just like we said, there's people that are working menial jobs because they don't have a whole lot of experience.
Right.
Even with that college degree, they're still asking you for 2 to 3 years of experience.
Right.
You're like, how am I supposed to have 2 to 3 years of experience if I just graduated?
Right. Where am I supposed to get this experience from? But I do understand, like, I get there's like a whole trap system that they
What is it called?
A trap. It's a trap.
A TRAP system?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me about this trap system.
How you're supposed to go to school, be in 30 different clubs, be in internships and take all these things. When are you supposed to work? Obviously, you won't have time to work in college.
Wow.
And that's where people get, slipped under.
Okay.
When you're working in college, it's kind of impossible to do everything that you're supposed to do. However, most kids are working in college to pay for college.
Sure.
Or just to pay, even if they're not paying for college, they're paying to be there,
Room and board.
Right. They're paying to eat on campus.
Right.
Something, so.
Right. Because even you, having that scholarship, you still had to pay for your room and board.
Right.
Oh, we still had to pay for your room and board. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I get it. And so now it's amazing that we get to decide. We get to decide whether we want to push through a process and become that savvy business owner, right? I always say, look for that person that you admire. Who do you admire? Even when you're starting a business, you don't necessarily want to do it alone, because you don't want to have all the answers to everything. Why? I mean, there's so many powerful people, and we always talk about in the life, we talk about that feminine power, right? And there's so many powerful people around you that are complaining, right? They're still complaining about things that they can actually make a difference on, and maybe they just don't feel strong enough yet. I mean, has that been your experience? Because you have a lot of acquaintances that are just sticking with the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
They're working menial, not necessarily a menial job, because they might love it, right? But it's not going to pay any bills.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not sure. I'm not ready to talk about anyone right now. So I'm like,
those people, all those people.
What? No.
Hey, I think people just don't realize how powerful they are.
Oh, definitely not.
And that's really it. I said all that to say, and that's why I started in the life, and breathing properly and just really holding on to your feminine power, and this is not just for women, because men have feminine power too, right?
Yeah.
But that feminine power is that strength. It's going to give you so much more. You can just kind of tap into another frequency if you're not feeling if you're not feeling like the smartest person right now. You're not feeling like, if you're feeling you're unprepared for something, because a lot of times it's like, all right, we have to go live. We have to show ourselves. We have to do different things. Social media has really, really set the pace for business. And you already know that, your mother was extremely shy at one point, and I wouldn't go live on anything, right? And so it was almost like I was kind of being left behind in the business world, or the global business world. Like I was doing fine, and if I could fly to Virginia and talk to a few business partners, and we do business together and build and be excited about it, but I'm not necessarily going to be able to go fly over to Turks and Caicos where I have business partners, or fly over to Jamaica where we have amazing sideline business partners, right? It wasn't going to be happening like that all the time. So yeah, we have to go live. And so I am excited that you're in that the age range where everything is live. You and your friends talk to each other on the phone, looking at each other all day long.
Yeah.
We didn't do that. We didn't do any of that, And so now when you got to go live, it's no big deal, right?
Right.
And you get to talk to people all over the world if you so choose to.
Exactly. That's what I hope to do.
What is it?
I said, that's what I hope to do.
I can see you doing many, many, many things. So if you were, I guess, a millennial that has not necessarily have not necessarily started a business yet, what would you say to that millennial?
I would say start right now. 100% start your business. It'll go far once you put energy into it. Energy is never, what is it? Can never be depleted. Once you put your energy into something, you're going to get something out of it, period.
It's going to transform. Yes.
Yes, it's just going to change for you.
So I'm excited that I work with my daughter in business. I have dedicated my life to sharing information, showing people around the world how to build wealth, how to maintain it, or how to just create another stream of income, right? Some people want to make an extra $500, but some people really, really want to make $500,000, right? Exactly. And so what we have is the vehicle to do so. So thank you for watching us. Give us a hashtag replay if you came in on it. If you want to connect with us in any kind of way, my daughter is an amazing spokesperson for millennials. So if you have people that you want her to speak to on your behalf, we can do that as well. So thank you for joining us. And thank you, Cameron, for coming live with me finally. Bye. I appreciate you so much. I love you, darling.
Love you.
This live is officially over.